I might be a barber if basketball don't work.
If basketball don't work, you're gonna do what?
If basketball don't work, I might be a barber.
A barber?
I cut my own hair. What do you
You did
think?
that yourself?
Yeah.
Now I was watching. What's the guy, the little African kid that plays for Oklahoma City with the blonde hair? What's his name?
Dennis
Dennis.
Schroeder.
On live yesterday, he let his wife cut his hair. But the barber
I
was
don't
on
have
the
a
other
wife,
side
so
telling him what to do. So he like draw the line, cut his own hair.
I don't have a wife, so I have to do it myself. That's the.
But you know, that's just easy. You have a peanut head. Every nigga with a peanut head is easy to cut. Just put a board around your head. Just cut around it. What's good? Everything's good.
Thing good, man.
That's
How are you?
yo. You
You in
know
LA?
what? I was so mad at the All. You know, I went to the All-Star game, right? Here you are scoring a whole bunch of points, and then when they needed you the most, they took you out. What was that about? Do you know?
It's an all-star game, you know. I think they try to put the best team out there, and it's all about having a good time. You know, it's I don't even know, and I wasn't a starter, so I wasn't supposed to finish the
So
game.
that's what they did. They put the starters back in.
I
Is
think
that
so.
what happened at the end of the game?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. How's Utah? What was the weather like? Are you in Utah? Or
Getting
you in
better.
front? What?
The sun's coming out. The
For
sun.
real?
I'm gonna. You know what? Let me put some music for my guy Michael. He's the Afrobeat guy.
What do you have? Hold on 1 second. Hey, hey, bring me my other phone in case you don't have the right song. Lil Rudy is on. Rod is
You know
here.
I'm a DJ too.
Huh?
You already drink it? What you drinking?
Ah, man, it's Easter. You gotta drink colorful stuff. Say hi to, you want to say hi to Rudy? Come on, say hi to Rudy.
Hi, Rudy.
What's up?
So now,
That was
do you
good.
want to talk about Corona? Because I'm curious to like, what was like, because you was like probably the first person, right? Like people, black people, we thought would never catch it, but when they say you got it, I say, you know what? The nigga is light skinned. There's the excuse. Is it white in him
I
that
mean,
caught it? It wasn't a black in him. But then all of a sudden, Idris Elba and everybody else started getting it.
I think I
But
was
like
the
they say, if
first to
you're
get
healthy,
tested.
huh?
I was the first to get tested positive. I believe that a lot of people had it before, and a lot of people probably had it without symptoms. So you know,
Exactly.
it's pretty tough to understand for most people because it's a virus that some people have symptoms, some people only have a little bit of symptoms, and some people can have it like worse. So it's tough to know when you have it or when you don't.
But you know what? The thing about it in the West Coast, living in LA, I remember back in December and like November, December, even January, like a lot of people felt like they got sick and they had no idea what it was.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? They got really, really sick real bad. And that's why they think that people in the West Coast fight are not catching as bad. Because especially with being in LA, almost every flight from Asia comes through Los Angeles. Almost
no,
every
I
flight.
believe that in December because when he started in China, it started like I think early December, and I believe that
Oh yeah, I caught it already.
a lot of people brought it, and it's been in the U.S. for a while. But you know, I was the first one to get tested, and I'm glad that you know the Adam Silver and
Do you have any idea where you think it came? But you have no idea. I mean, who would
I
know?
have
You
no
could have
idea,
been.
man.
It could have been
We
in a
had a road
club.
trip, so we a few days before we were on the road. We played in New York, in Boston.
Uh,
I mean, it could have been anywhere.
Anywhere.
It could have been anywhere, and you know, we just don't know. So many people passed it on without knowing. It's like we don't really know.
Because it's that contagious. You could just shake somebody's hand, touch your eye, and then you have it.
I mean, it's just a virus, man. Like anyone can have it. You know, it's not like HIV or some of the viruses when you need to have like sexual contact or you know, it's just in you speak to someone and you can give it to him. So it's
That is so true.
pretty tricky.
So was this so you pretty much have you your doctor came how long it took you to get over? It a couple of weeks?
I mean, I had one day when I had fever and
Okay.
but it wasn't bad. It was like a regular fever and that's the reason why I thought I was going to play the next day. You know, I thought I was fine, and the next day I was actually fine. I was ready to play, but we decided to test me, and we found out that I had that stuff.
Damn. So you probably played. Oh, you probably played the day before with it without even knowing.
I don't know where I got it, but they say it can take up to 2 weeks for the virus to incubate. So it's like you can have it for 2 weeks and then have the first symptom. And I believe that you can pass it on for weeks, but no one really, at that point, no one really knew, like, there was no measures. So we were just all playing basketball. And I believe that a lot of people played with the coronavirus without knowing. So it was great by the NBA to
shut it down.
To shut it down right away, because in the next few days, if you think about it, there would have been thousands of people, and the sports events is the best way for the virus to spread heavily.
So you think if they didn't, if you never tested for it, you think they probably been playing at least a week or two later? I mean,
I think I would have, at some point, so many guys from different teams had it. I mean, not so many guys, but I believe that some people had it already, and it was going to be shut down at some point. I mean, that was the safest thing to do, and you probably saved thousands of lives.
And the crazy thing I even think a lot more people got it that told their doctor to keep it quiet. Is that possible as well?
I think a lot of people.
Or they just got it without knowing. You think everybody that really
I think a lot of people had symptoms but didn't want to tell it to other people, of course, because there's a stigma, which is really stupid because it's a virus, just like the flu, but there was a stigma, there's a stigma around it. And, a lot of people, I think, have it that kept it quiet.
Well, okay. I mean, thank God, you feel 100% fine. It's all gone away, right?
Yeah, I still have the smell is not back 100%.
For real?
Yeah, it's getting better though.
So you know what is was that like when did that become effective? Like for you not be able to taste?
I think once I was feeling like a lot better and I was feeling fine, I started to realize, because I use a lot of essential oils, so I usually put lavender before I sleep and stuff like that. And I was like, but I can't smell the lavender. And then I went to sleep, and the next day I was like, I just can't smell. I went and grabbed my perfume and I put it on my forearm.
You couldn't smell it?
I couldn't smell at all.
Did you try? Did you fart? If you fart, I'm sure that you still couldn't smell your fart.
I don't fart. Come on, man.
You farted when I was at your house, my nigga.
That wasn't me. That was
who was that? Chinese best friend?
Yeah. That was you fart all the time. But
so now,
it's pretty crazy, and it was like, when I could breathe, so like I was breathing from my nose, and I just couldn't smell anything. And the food it had no taste,
Wow.
So it was like, I looked it up, and I was able to speak with different people, and the virus actually gets, once your body is like fought the virus and was able to kind of avoid the virus going to your lungs and all the critical areas, the virus actually hides in your sinuses.
In your sinus?
Yeah, in your sinuses. And it attacks, the nervous, like all the receptors you have in your nose.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of people lose the sense of taste and smell. And usually it's young and healthy people, because the virus cannot go in the other areas, so it just hides there.
Did you have to take any medication at all, or you just let it heal on its own?
I didn't take any medication, because usually when I catch a cold or when I get sick,
you let it fight itself off.
Yeah, I let my body do the work. I mean, I do a lot of like ginger and all
and
that
drink
stuff.
tea and all of that stuff.
And thankfully, I didn't need to take any medication.
So you stayed home the whole time? You didn't even go to the hospital?
I didn't go to the hospital because I didn't.
Okay.
I felt like by going there, I would probably put more people at risk.
Yeah.
I believe there's some people that were way worse condition than I was. So I try to save them.
Did you? Now, I mean, I know you pretty much live alone. So luckily, there was no family members around.
Yeah, no, I
You
didn't.
didn't get, you
My
didn't get,
family is in France, so I didn't.
okay.
And I've also read on the papers that apparently I had family members. I don't know how they know that, but I didn't have no family members. Last time I saw my family was in the at the All-Star game. So that's the last time I saw
Wow.
them. Yeah.
Damn. Um, so how many, are you tasting food now?
Yeah. The taste is back. I would say 90%, and the smell probably 70%. Is getting better every day. So I
Did
never
you,
I never thought I was gonna take smelling for granted, but damn, it's crazy when you lose that.
can you smell now? You still can
Yeah,
smell a little bit?
I smell, but I only smell when I'm close. Like if I
Mm,
get further, like I don't want to smell. But it's coming back. It's getting better every day.
that's dope, man. It's so funny when it first happened. I thought this shit was a joke. Till when they said
A lot
you
of
got it,
people,
I'm
a
like,
lot
oh
of
shit,
people
this
thought
is
it was
not
a
a,
joke, man.
huh?
A lot of people thought it was a joke.
No, we all thought it was a joke. I mean, I had so much jokes, and then then I heard you got it. I'm like, okay, this is crazy, it's bogus. And then, of course, everybody start coming out with it, including a promoter in Los Angeles. Forgot his name that had caught it. And I'm like, okay, this shit is really real, you know. I mean, now, do you guys have any news on like when we're going to see basketball again? I mean, you have no idea right now.
It's so hard to tell how the more information we get about the virus, and the more information we get about how. I mean, it's interesting to see how different countries and I think it's not safe right now to gather in a large
People
crowd,
together.
and the tricky stuff is like it's a virus, so like whenever you feel like it's gonna be everything is fine, everything is gone, that's when it can get
Let's
really
come back.
bad if people start gathering in large groups, and all of a sudden you have one person that have it
Affect
and pass it on
everybody.
to a bunch of people, and it goes really fast. So that's
I
the
mean,
trick.
what it said, like they said, the warm weather kind of it doesn't hang around the warm weather. So is it a possibility maybe like July or late June we might see basketball? Even if, I mean, at the end of the day, I don't think they're gonna go a whole year without an NBA Finals.
I don't know. I mean,
You know what?
I
I
know
can't
it's
say that
it's
because
it's
they cancel college basketball, they cancel XFL, they cancel everything that was happening. Cool, for heaven's sake, they cancel graduation. You know, a prom is what a high school kid look forward to. Prom is canceled. So I mean, obviously they don't care much about because I mean, college basketball brings so much money and they shut it down. So I mean,
every
is it
every every
possible
business. I mean, pretty much beside the only few ones, every business is gonna be badly hurt
affected?
by this, and it's at some point it's like, I mean, obviously, the NBA brings in a lot of money and it's a large business, but you can't afford to, bring it back too early, or just risk thousands and thousands of people's lives,
Yeah.
just for entertainment and money. At one point,
Right. That's so true. And
it's
that's the great thing about this world and especially America, how they really care more about lives than money. Because think about it, imagine it, if with every country would have did something like this. I mean, look, if this country brings
every country
billions.
did every
Oh,
so
they eventually did. You think they follow America's lead?
no, they
You
did it
think,
first. So
huh?
the soccer league, the Italian soccer league was they shut it down before
Before
the
you guys
NBA.
stop playing.
Either a few days before or a day before. And,
Okay.
and, and I think, the Adam Silver did a great job taking the league for all the American league, sports league. Once the NBA did it, the NHL, the NFL followed the lead, and it was a big, I think, a big move by the NBA.
I mean, do you have an idea when you think this whole thing will be? That I mean, let's just forget sports. That's very not important right now. As far as people getting their life back together, you know, me personally, I am a stand-up comedian. Meaning, I go on the road, I sit between 500 to 10,000 people, and I do it, and that's how I get paid.
Yeah.
You know, you performing from thousands of people. You know, 3 times a week, whatever. Those days is going to be very maybe even to say okay everybody go back to work, but anything that involves gathering a bunch of people together is going to be very hard for people to feel comfortable enough to sit next to anybody that they don't know. right? You agree?
I agree, man.
Or
It's
I
that's
mean, do
why
you
it was
think because
so crucial, and that's why 1 or 2 days, I think, was really crucial. The difference between, uh, you know, because there's probably what in 2 days it's probably 20, it could be 20, 25 NBA games, and it's like 100,000 people when you think about it, and it's the difference between all those people having the chance to catch it, and all those people staying home instead. For the hospitals, the healthcare, especially like the fact that now I feel like the hospitals are getting more and more prepared. But when it happened, no one was
right, they weren't
prepared.
prepared.
And if you had a wave, if every city had like, let's say like 50% more people in critical conditions, it would have been a disaster. And thankfully, hopefully it won't be a disaster, and we're going to be able to go through this.
All right. You didn't go to the hospital, which was good. You stayed home and got better on your own,
I only went to
because
the
at the end of the
hospital
day,
in
what's the
October.
purpose of going to the hospital? I guess those who go are those who are more in critical condition.
Yeah, so there's different case, and I believe a lot of people had it better than I did. A lot of people had it and probably didn't even know that they had it, but they could pass it on to anyone, to their parents, to their friends, to their teammates, and that's like I said, it's pretty tricky. That's why like the stigma of the coronavirus and all that is really dumb, because anyone can have it, and then
And then
some
pass it
people
on.
that probably made fun of people that had it or criticized people that had it probably had it without even knowing. So that's why it's tricky, and it's key for the people to stay disciplined and try to stay home, and try to
I guess the goal of staying home is the more we are home, the less we go out there, contract it, and transfer it. So let's say they let us out like June, whatever, June. I'm saying they're gonna let us out in June, because by then they should have enough supplies that people have to go to the hospital, they could be treated. Is that like? I mean, I'm assuming
I mean,
that's why.
it's so many questions that
We don't know the answers
know,
for.
because I mean they're working on different cures right now, and if they're able to find an efficient cure, uh, you know, hopefully we can go through this even quicker. Uh, if we don't, it's
They take longer.
even if we go back to normal life, in June, I believe that we're still gonna have to take some measures when, like, we just don't gather in like very very large crowds, and like we
Yeah.
don't ruin, because it will basically ruin all the efforts that's been done the months before by staying home, and all of a sudden, boom, you go in a large crowd, you celebrate. That's not how it works. It's about taking some smart measures.
Okay, and I understand. So the goal is to, like, anything with a lot of crowd is not going to work. But I still think we will play back. And I know LeBron said at one point he doesn't want to play basketball if there was no audience. But I think you guys might have to play without an audience, because at the end of the day, we are home, bored as hell. I think if the players are healthy, the coaches are healthy, the staff is everybody is tested before they enter a building. If they're all tested negative, maybe immediate family that are all tested, um, they could probably have a playoff game without a normal audience.
I think
Have you guys entertained that at all, or you don't know?
we don't know. I mean, we just don't know for now. It's kind of like a wait and see how things goes. But the thing is, like, if you're gonna have to, because even without the crowd, we still have the players on the court, and if one of the players has it, he could pass it on to other
Well,
players.
yeah, I
And
know,
then,
but I'm saying they have to be tested. I mean,
that's what I'm saying. So, but we got to find a way to test people almost before every game.
yeah, that's true.
And the things that, like, we don't have. I mean, there's different companies that do different tests, and it's hard to test. It's hard to know if they are precise and efficient. But if we find a way to test people and get the results in a few minutes, or like, let's say, in an hour, and we can test all the guys before every game, and make sure that no one has it, and of course it'd be good, it'd be great to play, and I think a lot of people will watch it too.
Yeah, okay. Have the league has not talked about it?
Someone just said you look like a well done steak.
A well done steak? Is it a woman or a man?
I just wanted to pass on the message.
So are you talking to me or are you reading? Why you cannot read the haters? These are haters that are talking to me.
The
A
what?
well done steak. What kind of steak is it? Is it lamb? Is it beef? What am I? A hot dog? What kind of?
You look like a. I don't know. I didn't say it. You said it.
If I like a well done steak, you must be an uncooked meat then.
I'm cooked. I'm not
Nah, you
well done. I'm
uncooked.
medium,
You're
medium
10
well.
a.m.
I'm medium
and
well.
midnight.
I'm half cooked. I'm the best kind
Yeah,
of steak.
you are medium well, my sucker. Okay,
Well, you
I'm
well
well
done.
done. Babe, what is he?
You burnt actually.
I see the corona didn't take away your sense of humor, motherfucker.
I'm never gonna lose my sense of humor. Only the day I die.
Have you gotten any coochie since corona?
Nope. It's been a while.
Huh? You heard him?
It's been a while.
He said he hasn't got no pussy since corona.
Well, that's the reason why it started. Isn't that the reason why it started?
No, he didn't get it. I don't think he got it from a woman. He probably got it
What
from
you said?
another player. She said she think that's how it started. You think he got it from a woman. He think it's no way he got it from.
Just
It's just so hard to tell.
I'm just kidding.
He says hard to tell.
I mean, we just don't know. I could have.
You could have got it from your fucking water boy, your tower man,
Yeah.
anybody.
Anybody.
You could have got it from me when I was at your house a few months ago.
You look like you could.
I like Corona. If Corona was a person, it'd be me.
But yeah. You would be the face.
But you're healthy, and that's important. I'm glad you're doing good. Hopefully, like I said, we're at the point where the only TV we watch right now is Instagram Live TV.
Yeah. So it's a
It's
different.
hard. So we want to see basketball. You know what the NFL they're doing? Every team is playing like their best games. They'll put on the TV. Like today, the Giants played the Patriots in the Super Bowl 10 years ago when the guy had to catch the quarterback, whatever, And then the Eagles, a couple of days ago, they played a game. They replayed a game where they were playing. It was a game they came from behind, like 24-3, came from behind to beat the Giants. So we're watching old games, like we went Back to the Future. Can you like some of your play? Can y'all just go play a game? Can y'all go practice or something?
I mean, I think guys are staying in shape. We all staying prepared. In the eventuality that we're gonna maybe play in a few months, but it's just so tough to.
How's the rest of your team? Is everybody's good?
Everybody's good. Everybody's good. Everybody's in a good
tested
spirit.
negative. Everybody all been tested
Yeah,
again.
I mean, everyone got tested in Oklahoma City, and the whole staff, everyone, and only two of us came out positive. So.
Oh, it was just two. I think it was more. It was just you and Mitchell, right? That was it.
Yeah, that was it. So,
and y'all both are good.
Yeah, so thankfully, no one else was, directly touched by it.
Yeah, I was on his live. I was watching his live like last week, and he was really smiling and good, and I was happy that everybody's doing good, man. So hopefully we'll see what happens.
Yeah, and the good thing about it is he didn't have no symptoms, so
he didn't have it either.
I didn't have even like I had more symptoms. I had the day of fever, but he's one of the few that
didn't have no symptoms.
So, thankfully.
But do you think eventually the symptoms are gonna come? Does it eventually shows up?
I don't think so. I mean, I think it's clear by now.
No. I'm saying like if you don't have symptoms to this virus, I mean, after having it for 7 days, I mean, when would the symptom come? Would it eventually come for those who don't have symptoms?
I think like they say, they don't really know exactly how long it takes. Some people can have symptoms 3 days after being infected. Some people can be 2 weeks. They say the average, I think, is about less than a week. So we just don't know. But a lot of people get it and they don't have any symptoms at all at any time.
How's Kevin Durant? Is he good too? He's good.
I haven't talked with Kevin, so I don't really know. But I think apparently I've heard that he was good, so I don't know.
Well, he wasn't playing anyway, right? How did he catch? Where was he at? Because he
I mean,
he still goes with the team.
He's in New York. So
does he still travel with the team? He does, right? Even though he's not playing?
Know. I have no idea. I think he did. I saw him. They played the Los Angeles Lakers the day before we were supposed to play OKC. So I was watching that game and he was on the bench. So I think he did travel with the team.
Okay. Have you ever had like have you been to Africa? First of all, have you been home?
I've been in Africa. Yeah,
What country? Where the country? Where's that? Where your daddy from?
I've been to Senegal.
Oh, you been to Senegal?
Yeah.
Okay. Have you ever been exposed to malaria? Have you know anything about malaria at all?
Know what it is? I never been exposed, and I never took the medicine either. But I know a lot of people take the medicine.
No, because I've, you know, being raised in West Africa, especially where I think malaria is very, very popular. I've had malaria. To us, it's like a simple cold, and it's like no, it's like a flu to us. You know, the malaria is like a flu. I've had malaria, and I've taken the chloroquine pills, and you know, and it's just like a fever. But the chloroquine, I didn't realize till now that chloroquine was an antibiotic. Because I didn't.
Antiviral. It's an antiviral drug. Yeah.
It's an antiviral drug.
Yeah.
So it's not antibiotic.
I
Because
think,
I,
mean,
you
I
know,
think
I'm my
they
dumb ass. I
I
thought
don't
because
know,
I thought
enough about like what's in the medicine against malaria, but I know there's the chloroquine, and I know a lot of people have been taking it for many years,
very many years. Yeah, yeah.
just as a preventive measure. So it's not like they take it when they're sick. It's like they've been taking it just to prevent for the
Okay.
malaria.
You know what it reminded me of when because like so many drugs kill so many things. We'll go back to like remember that drug. You remember that when we had terrorists and they had the thing in the mail. What was it called? It was in the mail. Was it mail? Was the terrorist threat that was sent in the mail? Yeah. What's it? I remember the drug they took for it, but what's the thing? What's the thing we had in the mail like back in the
9/11 days.
during the 9/11? They had something in anthrax. That's it, anthrax. Remember we had anthrax?
I don't
Now
remember that.
anthrax. I remember.
I was very young at that point, so I don't.
How old are you? About
Yeah.
12, 13? How old are you now?
I'm 27 now. What's funny?
No, but we had anthrax right after 9/11, right? Is that what around that time? And
Yeah.
anthrax, I remember we were taking Cipro. Cipro is an antibiotic that we took for anthrax, right?
He doesn't know he was.
You don't know, you was young. Make a long, you
Yeah, I
know,
was
but
young at that point, and
make a long story short, I
I
was
know a lot
in
about
Mexico.
9/11, but I don't know enough about. I never heard about that.
All you know is chlamydia,
I
gonorrhea.
was
I
in the
understand.
country. I was in France at home playing Pokemon.
Have you ever had gonorrhea or chlamydia?
I never had gonorrhea. I never had any of that stuff. I know you did, but I did.
I've had it. In fact, I might have it now, but that's belong to the story. But I was in either Mexico, I think I was in Cancun not too long after 9/11. And thanks a lot. Yeah. Cheers. And when I went to Mexico or any of those islands, you could go to the drugstore and buy any drug as long as you know the name without a prescription. So I have like a sinus problem, right? Like a sinus infection I have. So so I went and I bought some. They told me Cipro was. Why are you reading the comment? They said Cipro could be used to kill like your sinus infection. But I'm like, this is the same drug they used to kill anthrax. Like those who call anthrax, of course, Cipro. So I'm almost certain that there are certain drugs that kill more than one thing.
Oh yeah, of course. I mean, there's a lot of drugs that kill different bacteria, different viruses. It's all about finding the good compromise and what's best for your body.
All right, now we're gonna jump the subject because you're French, and I remember I made a post not too long ago about the French guys. You want to talk about it?
Yeah.
I made a post about the guys in France.
Yeah.
It was France that was trying to use Africa as an experiment for the vaccine.
Yeah.
Right. And people made it seem as if all French people are bad people.
I mean, it's hard for most people to understand that stuff, but yeah, they did, but most French people
what
make those decisions.
You're a French guy. You was born in France, right? But your dad is African. Is he your father?
My dad is from the islands. He's from Guadeloupe.
He's from Guadeloupe. Okay,
yeah.
Close enough. Same village. right? How did you feel about that? Being a French guy, how did you feel about those French
I mean,
doctor?
we're all disgusted I mean, when people saw that, just these guys saying that on live TV, um, just disgusting. I mean, we know there's a lot of stuff going on, a lot of bad stuff going on in Africa, and a lot of countries try to take advantage of it, and it's been that for many, many, many years. But the fact that they feel like they could openly talk about it
Yeah,
on
that was
TV was
horrible.
like, it was. I mean,
That was
it
very
was
stupid on
disgusting.
that part to openly talk about it. And then on top of that, I know a lot of the African leaders stepped up and said, no, it's not going to happen. No, it's not going to happen. But we know for a fact, I know my African people, so my Africans will almost do anything for money. It's a shame, but we do. Africa will do anything for money. And if I'm not mistaken, I think about 4 countries, I have to look up their names. They actually, I heard, took money and they agree on this experiment on their people, which is horrible. Because I'm thinking, if you're going to make experiment, take it to Italy, where it was terrible, or experiment in the United States, or you're a doctor, you try it on your own people. At least if something happened, you could cure them right then. I think as doctor, they should experiment on their own family, do it on your own grandmother or something, and see how it works, instead of deciding to choose, you know, as if we have nothing to live for, as if
Yep,
we are guinea pigs,
yep.
right? So you think they should try it on their own family, maybe, or what? Or should they be like, or
Yeah,
maybe,
I think the world is a evil place, and a lot of people for thousands of years have been trying to take advantage of the weaker people. And
exactly.
that's
That
not
is so
gonna
true.
stop because it's human nature. It's never gonna stop. It's human nature. But the fact
But, I,
that they
but
openly talk about it was bad.
very, very bad. What they should have even did at the end of the day, if they're scientists, they're doctors, there's so much money involved in this medicine. This all at the end of the day, money is involved somehow, some way. So what I'm thinking they should have did, like they're doing for everything else, is pay people to volunteer to take that to try the vaccine.
That's what they usually do.
Right. But instead, it would
Yep.
just go, they decide to go to Africa, give the leader whatever amount of money, grab a bunch of villagers, and just use them as guinea pigs. We're just wrong. All right, so we agree that they are wrong for that,
Of course.
and I guess they apologize, right? As if, I mean, it was an apology. Who knows, right?
I don't know. I don't know about that part, but I think he did. I think he did, but
Yeah, of course. Everybody apologizes when they get caught.
I mean, I haven't. I just don't know about that part. I haven't seen that part, but I think he realized that maybe it wasn't the best thing to say in front of uh,
All
national
right, this is
television.
all right, and then another thing too that everybody freaking bugging me about, texting my phone. You and your best friend, are y'all good?
Do what?
You and your best friend, are y'all good?
Who's my best friend?
Your best friend on the team. You guys are like inseparable.
They talking about Donovan?
Yes.
Yeah, we spoke. We spoke, and I mean, we're professionals. It's all about going out there and try to win for the team. But we did speak. And
Okay, that's good to know. All right. What the hell are these
we're good,
idiots? All
brother.
right, that's good. You guys spoke. You both my homies.
People like to. I mean, they
Stop,
just
stop.
believe everything they read, and
I mean, just like
at the end of
when
the
you
day,
get first caught, like when you first tested, and then they go back and watching videos of how you was touching them, like they're acting like as if you knew you had it.
nah. I mean, that's the media. When they're gonna show you a situation, and it's hard for people to know the timeline and when things happen. And when you see that I have corona, and then you see the video of me touching the mics, it's like, damn, these guys try to get everyone infected.
Yeah.
But it's things didn't go like that, and people that know. I mean, it's hard to make sure everyone knows how things really happen, especially when there's so much more involved. So it's at the end of the day, I know who I am, and the people around me know who I am, and
I know. I've known you for like 3 years. I've chilled at your crib. We went to the game. I mean, those guys. the Utah Jazz, to me, I've never seen a bunch of guys that are like one family.
Yeah.
It's never been nothing negative, nothing. I'm friends with a lot of other people where I know things about each player and how other players talk about other players and vice versa. But your team is the definition of team. I mean, it probably has a lot to do with where you guys play. You play in Utah, which is a place that's a little bit secluded from everybody else. It's a different type of place, more disciplined place. Is more family oriented in Utah.
I mean, we have a group of guys that, I don't know. I only play for the Jazz, but I know that this year we have a group of guys that is very close, and we always say that it's bigger than basketball, and it is bigger than basketball. And, and we got guys, I mean, that I think care about one another. And, I believe that when you have the mindset and you go on the court, you're just better as a team.
Trust me, I went to that one game at home. You guys you played my Sixers that game. Bastard. I went to that game and I saw what a team is really made of. The way you guys play together. Even was the kid that came as a free agent? Was he a free agent? He was traded. The kid that got the first $200-something million contract from Coughlin.
From where?
He came from Memphis. They joined you guys this year.
Mike Conley. Yeah.
Mike Conley. Even how you guys embrace them. Like, your whole team is the best team I've seen. Like, as far as brotherhood and guys who are like family, stick together as family. You know what I'm saying? So when that whole thing came up with like you and Donovan, I'm like, there is no way. These guys are like brothers.
And shit happens. People like, people think that everything is always supposed to be perfect, and but shit happens, and it's all about how you handle it. And it's way bigger than me, Donovan. I mean, it's people are dying every day, and and that's why, like, I'm not really focused on feeding the what people want me to feed them. It's all about how much positive can I do, and and that's what it is. And when it's time to play basketball, we're gonna be ready to play basketball, and that's I think if that's what people want to hear, they can hear now. Like we ready to play together and win a championship together.
Nah, trust me. Let me tell you, if it's gonna happen, it's definitely gonna be this year or next. The team you guys have right now have the potential to go a long way. So that's why I'm really praying and hoping we get back to basketball. But in the meantime, what do you do? Like, you just wake up and work out and eat? Trust me, I am so bored. I wake up, she's leaving tomorrow, so I'll be back to, doing what I do with the baby oil and the Vaseline, whatever. But that's my business. There's nothing to do with you guys. But I'm saying prior to that, it's like I wake up and I make breakfast. I might do a push-up. That's all I got in me is I got like 15 push-ups in me.
How many push-ups?
15. How many can you do? How many push-ups do you have in you?
I can do, I don't know how many you want me to do. I can do whatever.
You want to do something now?
No.
I got about 15 push-ups in me. I do 15 a day. And I started off, I mean, I'm in a 3-bedroom. So I went to one room, I cleaned out the closet, clean out the room. Then the next day I do another closet, another room. Then I would take a day and I try to do something every day. I ran out of things to do.
Man, just think about it. First of all, for myself, quarantine or not, I always stay home anyway. So it's like, it's just like not, I would say nothing really changed. Like it's, there's been World War I, World War II when people were, actually, like, they had no internet. They had none of that stuff. They had no food, and we just gotta stay home. We got internet. We got, I mean, some people live in small apartments. Some people, have luxury of living in bigger houses. But at the end of the day, you just gotta stay home, and I mean, you just gotta be aware of it.
Are you still?
If you go outside, just go by yourself.
Yeah.
Like, do what you have to do
and come back in.
Air. But like, it's all about being aware, and I believe that it could be worse. I mean, we just have to go through that, and hopefully we realize. I mean, it helps us realize that what we do to the planet, what we do to, we got to realize that we can't take nothing for granted, and hopefully we all learn from this.
We learn it, and I think staying at home too is not a bad thing, because you think about it, crime rate went down.
Yeah,
Crime
crime
rate
rate
went
went
down.
down. The animals are probably the
Happy as hell.
happiest people right now. You know, I mean, they get some fresh air. The pollution went down like crazy, and hopefully, I mean, after all, after all of that, hopefully we just take a greater look, and the people that that can make that, and all of us can make a change, and hopefully make a positive change.
How terrible are you guys gonna be your first day back on that court?
When what?
How terrible are y'all gonna be the first day back?
I mean, that's one of the things too. It's like it's not gonna be like, okay, you guys go suit up and go play
Okay, they're gonna
in
give you
two
some time
weeks.
to practice.
Or else it's gonna be a bunch of injuries, and also it's not gonna be great to watch because it takes a while to get back in playing. I mean, just be able to play with one another and get back into playing shape.
Do you practice? I know you got a court in your house. Do you shoot every day or every other day?
Yeah, yeah. I'll be back on the court. So
Because I
thankfully,
know a lot of guys probably live in condos and townhouses where they don't have that privilege of playing every day.
I
So I
mean,
can
I
imagine.
agree. I agree, and I'm so happy that I built that court. It just got finished a few months ago, so I'm really happy that I did that.
It wasn't finished when I was there. It was just. I thought it was ready.
Yeah, it was ready. It's been finished for a few months. I mean, for before the
Maybe
season.
like November-ish
Last
or
summer.
December,
Yeah, last
something like
summer.
that, right?
Yeah.
That's good. Where you going? So what's the rest of the day looking like for you? Is your
I mean, I
chef
just
back?
do
Is she back or she's not?
who?
Your chef, is she back?
Yeah, she's been here. She's been
Okay.
here, and thank God she's been here. I was able to eat at home, and if I was gonna cook for myself, it wouldn't be the same.
What will happen to you if you cook for yourself? You probably gonna look like me, right? Like a crackhead.
Yeah, I think so. That's
As
what
soon as she leaves, I'm gonna turn to a crackhead.
I mean. You got a bunch of girls cooking for you, so I just got my chef. I'm keeping it professional.
We may have a bunch, just one at a time. Oh,
What the music
cut it
for?
out. Now I'm not gonna get none to you. Thanks to you, Rudy.
I'm
Y'all
gonna
want to
bring
know
on, I'm
anything
gonna
else?
bring
Y'all
on
want to
another
ask
friend
Rudy?
on live.
Huh?
I'm gonna bring on another friend on live.
All right, bring your friend on, Rudy. It was good talking to you, man. Get well,
It's great
okay?
talking to you, brother.
All right, boys. I'll see you
Stay
later.
safe. Stay
All
home.
right. Yep.
What up?
What
How
up?
are you?
You have makeup?
It's not funny. Okay, so I meant to, like debrief me on everything you and Michael talked about.
Yeah.
Debrief me. What was the discussion?
Micah, we talked about a
I
lot of
only
stuff.
I only caught a little bit, but of course, knowing me, I naturally have some follow-ups.
Follow up. So what do you want to know? Tell me everything.
Couple follow-ups. Okay, number one. First, I feel like you didn't really get to discuss how you felt about when it initially came out that you had corona and all of this blame was being placed on you. When that was happening, what was going through your mind?
I mean, there was two things. First of all, I was worried about my people around me, about myself, my health, because I wasn't. It's not like I didn't have no symptoms. I have the symptoms. Um, I was a little scared, to be honest, because I didn't know really what it was. Like until it really hit me, like personally, and like I'm not gonna lie, I didn't think it was something like really serious at one point. And then once I was able to see that people that I know in France being affected and able to get personally affected, that it really hit me, and I was like, okay, so now it's really time to try to do as much positive as I can, and try to help as much people as I can, and and that's why I also didn't say anything. It's more likely it wasn't my focus. My focus was on try to get healthy, make sure the people around me are fine, and try to do some positive.
I think, though, initially when it happened,
What's
there
up, Dave?
was, what'd you say?
I said, what's up, Dame?
Oh,
That was a
I
clean
do
block, by
think
the way. That was a clean block.
that was a clean one. I just, when it happened, there were so many memes and there were so many jokes, and there was this Rudy shut down the NBA. And then I know, a day or so later, you kind of put this post and was like, I'm sorry that this happened. I was not intending to be reckless. That wasn't my intention, all of these things. But I think that a lot of people kind of felt bad that all of the weight was being put on you. How hard was it to deal with? I know you don't really care about what the outside world is saying, but like, how hard was that to deal with?
I mean, I wouldn't say I don't really care. When you, I wouldn't say when people start questioning your character, and I mean, I was getting death threats and all that stuff, and it was kind of like, all right, I'm just gonna wait, and and hopefully the truth always comes out sooner or later. And also there was a lot of fear. There's a lot of fear and around the virus, and a lot. I mean, we don't really know how bad it can be. We're still learning every day about it, and that's why I wasn't. I mean, obviously, I was,
Yeah.
frustrated a little bit, but I just wanted to focus on the most important things, and that was, getting healthy, make sure people around me are fine, and keep making positive.
And when you look back on it, like, in a way, it was kind of what needed to happen, because once the NBA shut down, I think everybody took coronavirus incredibly seriously. And
It
so,
did.
I mean, it's a thing that sucks, obviously, because everybody wants to watch the NBA right now, but you kind of saved a lot of people in essence when you
And
think about it.
at the end of the day, I mean, I think Adam Silver and the NBA did a great job by,
Yeah.
taking the first step and not waiting 1 or 2 more days to shut it down and shut it down right away. I mean, obviously, I was the one, in front of all that, and
Yeah.
my name was out there, but and I was getting a lot of stuff coming at me, but at the same time, I was happy that I was probably able to save thousands and thousands of lives and protect a lot of people from getting this virus. And when you look back, I mean, when we look back at it in many years, we're gonna be really happy that it happened.
Now, I know you and Donovan, have been very close. I know the team in general is incredibly close. Is there any truth to these rumors that are going on right now that you all's relationship cannot be saved and you aren't speaking and all of these things?
It is true that we didn't speak for a while after this, but we did spoke a few days ago, and like I said, uh, we both ready to go out there and try to win a championship for this team. It's not about being a professional, and everyone got different relationships. Everyone got it's never perfect. Married people that are married, it's never perfect. So me and my teammate, no, it's not. It's far from perfect. But at the end of the day, we both want the same thing, and it's winning. And and we both grown men, and we both gonna do what it takes to win.
Yeah. All right, good. Well, how often are you playing the game now that you have gotten past coronavirus? How often are you playing video games?
The same as before, a little bit. I got a Twitch account now because I was like,
Okay.
I gotta try to entertain my fans a little bit. So and I like to play, so I just
Yeah.
started the Twitch account.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I know you in general have just always been very in tune with like what's happening with the world, and that's something that I know means a lot to you, is just people in general and learning. So, what would you say to those that are maybe a little nervous about the coronavirus, don't understand the symptoms? I feel like people that have had it haven't really gotten a chance to map out exactly what happened to them, and I think that would be good for people to hear.
I think the worst thing to do is to fall into fear, because I think fear is worse than anything. And you know, this is not the first deadly virus that we had. People die every day of a lot of stuff, but you gotta be aware that it's very, like I said, very tricky. You can be asymptomatic and pass it on to a lot of people around you, and they pass it on to a lot of people and very fast. That's why the big crowds are really the thing that we need to shut down, and I think all the big leagues have done. But it's now just stay positive, you know keep living your life by being smart at home, but stay positive, and let's see how it goes in a few months, and hopefully we keep learning every day about this virus, and hopefully the cures efficient career is going to come very soon, and we can go past that phase, and go back to our normal lives and still being aware of it, but go back to regular life.
All right, last thing. Looking back, if you could, would you change anything that you did?
Um, I think, obviously, it's tough to say because I'm someone that jokes around all the time, and people that really know me know me. They know my heart and they know who I am. But I think the touching the mics is something that really make me look bad, and in a world when it's like all about perception, people don't know who you are, but they're gonna judge you character by one action or one little video. It's something that I think really make me look bad and made me look like someone that didn't care about other people's lives and other people's well-being, and it's someone that I'm not. So it's people. We all judge people sometimes by just what we see, what's been put in front of our face, and the perception. And, it is what it is. Most important thing is, on the long term, how many people have you positively impacted, and how many good have you done, and that's what matters to me.
Okay. Well, okay, speaking of that, and I have to ask everybody in the comments that is like killing Donovan, what would you say to that? What would your response be? I know you said you guys are good and you don't want that to happen. So what would you say to those that have maybe some negative things to say about that?
People, like I said, the fans, just all the fans want is for us to go out there and play basketball, and it's normal. They embrace us. They watch us grow as people, as players. They want us to be happy with one another, and we will. We're gonna go out there and do what it takes to help this team, and hopefully we can both keep bringing awareness around this and keep doing as much positive as we can. It's not really about me, Donovan, like this little fight. There's no fight. It's all about thousands of people are dying every day, and it's all about what can we do to help? What can we do to bring some positive? And at the end of the day, that's really what my focus is on right now.
Yeah. Well, I'm happy you feel better. That's good. And now I agree. I think that now we're all focusing on making sure the world is a healthy place and everybody who needs help can get help. But no, I'm happy you feel better. I know initially it was really scary that so many people that we knew personally got coronavirus, but I think we're all just progressing and trying to get back to where we were before, or at least better than where we were before, honestly.
That's the goal, and
Yeah.
That's what I've been saying. It's like it's sad to have to go through times like this.
Yeah.
But hopefully we all learn, and we all realize that all the stuff that we take for granted, and also our planet, I think we take our planet for granted, and and we all live our little life without realizing that, I don't think humanity going to be able to live that way for that long if we keep going. So hopefully we all learn from it, and in each and every one of us can do a little more to help that way.
Yeah, for sure. Well, thank you for letting me join. Everybody on here, I have been annoying Rudy about letting me interview him for like weeks. So I'm surprised you even let me on this live. But I appreciate it. I'm happy that you got to clear up you and Donovan and give everybody an update on how you guys are doing. For you guys who just joined, he said that he did talk to Donovan a couple days ago. So thank you for your time, Rudy. I appreciate it.
Thank you. How's Kingdom Hearts? Have you finished it yet?
It's so good. No, but I have beaten 2 worlds. I've beaten the Alice in Wonderland world. I've beaten Tarzan's world. I'm now moving on to the Hercules world. So
that's a good one.
That's what's good. Wait, you play?
I play Final Fantasy VII, but I used to play Kingdom Hearts. It used to be one of my
because like Sora and Riku and Kairi, they are derived from Final Fantasy characters.
Yep.
I'm a gamer. I'm gonna come out of this a gamer.
We're waiting for the Twitch account.
Honestly, though, I tried Final Fantasy. I wasn't that good at it, but I'm very good at Kingdom Hearts. So I'll get back to that.
All right.
All right. Thanks, Rudy.
We'll see you.
See you.